I still remember the exact moment. My phone rang at 2:47 a.m. Sarah's name flashed on the screen, and my stomach dropped. She was supposed to be at her sister's birthday party across town. When I answered, her voice shook with tears. "Mark, they left me. Lisa and her friends just drove away without me. I'm stranded at some gas station on Route 9. It's dark and I'm scared." My blood boiled instantly. Lisa, my sister-in-law, had promised to take care of Sarah tonight. They'd been drinking at the party. So Sarah gave Lisa her car keys, trusting her completely. Now she was abandoned in the middle of nowhere. "Stay inside the store. Lock yourself in the bathroom if you need to. I'm coming right now," I said, already grabbing my jacket. As I raced through empty streets, my mind spun with rage. This wasn't just carelessness. Lisa had always treated Sarah like she wasn't good enough for the family. But abandoning her drunk and alone? That crossed every line. I found Sarah huddled outside the gas station, shivering. When she collapsed into my arms, I made a silent promise. They would pay for this. The drive home was quiet except for Sarah's occasional sniffles. She stared out the window, mascara streaked down her cheeks. I held her hand tight, feeling the tremor in her fingers. "I called Lisa 4 times, Sarah whispered. She wouldn't answer. Then her friend Brittany picked up and laughed. She actually laughed, Mark. Said I should have kept up if I want to ride home. My jaw clenched so hard it hurt. Brittany was Lisa's college friend, someone who'd always looked down on Sarah for not going to their fancy university. The disrespect made my vision blur with anger. When we got home, I helped Sarah upstairs. She fell asleep almost immediately, exhausted from crying. I sat on the edge of our bed, watching her breathe, thinking about how vulnerable she'd been out there. Lisa had no idea what she'd started. She thought this was just another mean joke, another way to put Sarah in her place. But I wasn't the easygoing brother-in-law anymore. I went downstairs and opened my laptop. If they want to play games, I'd show them what real consequences look like. Most people don't know what I do for a living. Sarah's family certainly doesn't. They see me as just some computer guy who works from home. Lisa once called me boring at a family dinner. The truth? I'm a cybersecurity consultant. Companies pay me 6 figures to find holes in their systems before hackers do. I know how to track digital footprints, access phone records, and monitor social media activity without leaving a trace. For 3 years, I'd watched Lisa and her friends mock Sarah on their private group chats. Yes, I could see them. Sarah had accidentally left her Facebook logged in on my laptop once, and I'd noticed the cruel messages. I never told her. It would have broken her heart. But now I had ammunition. Screenshots of every nasty comment. Videos of them making fun of Sarah's clothes. Messages planning to ditch her at the party. They'd been plotting this for weeks. I spent the next 2 hours organizing everything into a detailed folder. Then I started researching Lisa's life more carefully. Her job, her boyfriend, her secrets. Everyone has secrets. Lisa's were about to become very expensive. Morning came with Sarah still sleeping. I made coffee and checked my phone. 7 missed calls from Lisa. No apology texts. Just, "Where's Sarah? Is she okay? Tell her to stop being dramatic." I didn't respond. Let her worry. Let her wonder if something terrible happened. She deserved that anxiety after what she'd done. Around 10, my phone rang again. This time it was Helen, Sarah's mother. Her voice was sharp with accusation. "Mark, Lisa said Sarah caused a scene at the party and wandered off on her own. She's very upset that Sarah is making her look bad." I took a slow breath, controlling my temper. "Helen, that's a complete lie. Lisa abandoned Sarah at a gas station in the middle of the night. I have the timestamps from Sarah's calls to prove it." Silence. Then, "Well, Lisa wouldn't do that without reason. Sarah probably did something to embarrass her." That's when I knew the whole family was corrupt. They'd always protect Lisa, their golden child. Sarah, who married beneath them in her eyes, would always be the scapegoat. Noted. I said coldly and hung up. Sarah woke up around noon, eyes puffy and red. I brought her tea and toast, sitting beside her while she picked at the food. "I'm sorry," she mumbled. "I ruined your sleep. You have work today." My heart cracked. Even after being abandoned, she was apologizing to me. That's who Sarah was. Kind of fault, always assuming she was a problem. You didn't ruin anything, I said firmly. Lisa did, and she's going to face consequences for this. Sarah looked up, worried. Please don't fight with her. You know how my family gets. They'll just blame me more. I kissed her forehead. Trust me on this. I won't fight. I'll do something better. She didn't ask what I meant, too exhausted to process anything. After she fell back asleep, I returned to my laptop. Lisa worked as a social media manager for a boutique marketing firm downtown. Her entire job revolved around her perfect online image. She had 40,000 Instagram followers who watched her authentic lifestyle content. I smiled, opening a new browser window. Let's see how authentic she really is. By evening, I had everything I needed. Lisa's digital life was an open book once you knew where to look. Her passwords were pathetically weak. Her boyfriend's name plus her birth year. She used the same one everywhere. I didn't hack anything illegal. I just used publicly available information and tools anyone could access. The difference was I knew exactly what to look for. Lisa's iPhone location history showed she'd been at the party until 1 a.m., then drove straight home. The gas station where Sarah was stranded, Lisa drove right past it. The timestamps proved she deliberately left Sarah behind. But that was just the start. Digging deeper, I found her private Twitter account where she posted cruel jokes about Sarah. Screenshots showed her calling my wife charity case and desperate to her friends. Then I discovered something bigger. Lisa's marketing firm had recently landed a major client, a family-owned restaurant chain. She'd been bragging about the account for weeks. I recognized the name. 3 years ago, I'd done security work for their corporate office. I still had contacts there. And I knew something Lisa didn't. They had a strict social media policy for partners. Monday morning, I sent an anonymous email to the restaurant chain's PR director. The subject line read, "Concerning behavior from marketing partner." Inside, I attached screenshots of Lisa's cruel tweets about Sarah, along with some of her more offensive posts making fun of other people's appearances. Nothing illegal, just deeply unprofessional content that contradicted the family values brand the restaurant chain promoted. I didn't mention my connection. The email looked like it came from a concerned customer who'd stumbled across Lisa's accounts. I even created a fake but believable backstory about finding the post while researching the marketing firm. Within 2 hours, I got a notification. The PR director had forwarded my email to Lisa's boss with the note, "We need to discuss this immediately." I sat back, sipping coffee, watching the first domino fall. Sarah was still sleeping upstairs, unaware of the storm I'd started. My phone buzzed. A text from Lisa. "Did you tell someone about my Twitter? My boss is freaking out." I deleted it without responding. Let her panic. Let her feel what Sarah felt, abandoned and alone with no one to help. By Tuesday afternoon, the fallout was spreading. Lisa's boss called an emergency meeting. The restaurant chain was threatening to pull their contract unless Lisa was removed from the account. Apparently, several more concerned customers had emailed them screenshots. Those customers? Also me, using different email addresses and VPNs to mask my location. Lisa posted a frantic Instagram story. "Someone is trying to sabotage my career with fake screenshots. This is harassment." Her followers ate it up, defending her in the comments. But her boss didn't care about Instagram followers. She cared about keeping a six-figure client. By Wednesday morning, Lisa was officially removed from the restaurant account and placed on probation. Sarah noticed I was in a good mood. "You seem happy today," she said, smiling for the first time since the incident. "Just had a good week at work." I replied casually, "How are you feeling?" She shrugged. Lisa texted me, said I overreacted about the party and should apologize for causing drama. My good mood evaporated. "You're not apologizing for anything." Sarah looked down. "Maybe I should just keep the peace. You know how my family is." I realized then that this was enough. Lisa was facing professional consequences, sure, but she didn't truly understand why. She thought some random internet mob was attacking her. She hadn't connected it to abandoning Sarah. I needed to make it crystal clear. So I moved to phase 2 of my plan. That evening, I created a simple website using an anonymous hosting service. The domain name was neutral, something like accountability-matters.com. On it, I posted a detailed timeline of what happened that night, complete with phone records showing Sarah's unanswered calls to Lisa. I included the gas station security footage timestamp. I called and confirmed they had cameras, though I couldn't access the actual video. But the timestamp alone proved Sarah was there at the exact time she said. Then I added screenshots of Lisa's group chat messages from before the party, where she and Brittany had joked about forgetting Sarah somewhere. It was all premeditated. The website wasn't public yet. I was saving it for the perfect moment. But having it ready felt like loading a gun. Thursday brought an unexpected complication. Helen called Sarah directly, inviting us to a family dinner on Saturday to clear the air. Sarah hesitated. I don't know if I can face Lisa right now. Then don't go, I said. You don't owe them anything. But Sarah's face crumpled. They're still my family. Maybe if we talk it out, Lisa will understand why I was so hurt. I wanted to scream. Lisa would never understand. People like her didn't have empathy chips. But Sarah's hopeful eyes stopped me from arguing. Okay, I said carefully. We'll go, but I'm staying right beside you the whole time. She hugged me tight. Thank you for always protecting me. I hugged her back, already planning. If this dinner was happening, I'd use it to my advantage. Sometimes the best traps are the ones your enemy walks into willingly. That night, I prepared a small insurance policy, a portable audio recorder disguised as a pen. Whatever happened at that dinner, I'd have proof. Saturday arrived too quickly. Sarah spent an hour getting ready, changing outfits 3 times. She wanted to look nice, to prove she belonged in their world. It broke my heart. You look perfect, I assured her, kissing her cheek. Remember, you did nothing wrong. We drove to Helen's house in tense silence. Sarah's hands twisted in her lap. I reached over and squeezed her knee. I've got you. Inside, the family was already gathered. Lisa sat on the couch beside her boyfriend Derek, looking smug. Brittany was there too, along with Sarah's father Tom and Helen. The moment we walked in, Helen's smile was tight. Sarah, sweetheart, come sit. We need to discuss what happened at the party. I stayed close as Sarah sat down, my recording pen tucked in my shirt pocket, red light hidden but active. Lisa jumped in immediately. Look, I'm sorry you felt abandoned, but you have to understand, you were really drunk and embarrassing. We thought you'd left with someone else. Sarah's face went pale. That's not true. I wasn't even drinking that much. And I gave you my car keys because you asked. See, this is the problem, Brittany interrupted, leaning forward. You always play the victim. Maybe if you weren't so sensitive, we could have fun around you. My jaw tightened. The recording pen captured every word. I stayed silent, letting them dig their own graves. Helen nodded sympathetically. Sarah, honey, you do tend to take things too personally. Lisa didn't mean to hurt you. I called her 4 times, Sarah's voice cracked. I was stranded and scared and nobody answered. Lisa rolled her eyes. My phone died. It's not my job to babysit you. Tom, Sarah's father, finally spoke up. Maybe you two just need space. These things happen in families. I couldn't stay quiet anymore. These things, I said, voice dangerously calm. Abandoning someone at night in an unsafe area just happens? Derek, Lisa's boyfriend, scoffed. Dude, you weren't even there. Lisa said Sarah was fine. I pulled out my phone slowly. Actually, I have the complete timeline of that night. Phone records, timestamps, everything. The room went quiet. Lisa's confident smirk faltered. What are you talking about? I'm talking about proof. I said evenly, proof that you deliberately drove past a gas station where Sarah was stranded. Proof of your group chat planning to ditch her. Should I show everyone? Helen stood up quickly. Mark, that's enough. This is family business. Family protects each other. I shot back. You're just protecting your golden child while throwing Sarah under the bus. Again. Lisa's face turned red. You've been spying on me? That's insane. No, I corrected. What's insane is abandoning your sister and then gaslighting her into thinking it's her fault. Sarah grabbed my hand, whispering, "Let's just go." But I wasn't done. I turned to Lisa. "You have 48 hours to publicly apologize to Sarah, or I release everything I have to your followers, your boss, and everyone you care about." The silence was deafening. Brittany, interestingly, dropped off social media entirely after several people called out her behavior. I heard through the grapevine she lost her job to, not my doing, just karma. The website I created, I took it down. The evidence still existed in my files, but Sarah was right. We left immediately after that. Sarah cried in the car, but this time it was different. "You stood up for me," she said between sobs. "Nobody ever does that. I always will. I promised. Always." That night, my ultimatum haunted Lisa. She called 12 times, texted 30 messages, all begging me not to ruin her life. Not one mention apologizing to Sarah. Sunday morning, Lisa posted an Instagram story, but instead of an apology, it was a rant about toxic family members who blackmail you and controlling husbands. Her followers rallied behind her. Comments poured in calling me abusive, saying I was isolating Sarah from her family. The narrative flipped completely. Sarah saw it and burst into tears. "They're making you the villain. Maybe we should just forget this whole thing." "No," I said firmly. "This is exactly what manipulators do. They play victim when they're caught." I opened my laptop. The 48 hours were up. Time to release the website. But first, I had one more card to play. I sent the website link to exactly 3 people: Helen, Tom, and Derek. The message was simple: the truth about what happened. Decide for yourselves. Within an hour, my phone exploded. Helen called, screaming about how I was destroying the family. Tom texted saying I was out of line. But Derek went silent. That silence was interesting. Very interesting. By Monday morning, I received an unexpected message from Derek. "Can we meet? Just us. I need to understand what really happened." I agreed to meet him at a coffee shop downtown. Sarah was nervous. "What if it's a trap?" "Then I'll handle it," I assured her. Derek showed up looking tired, bags under his eyes. We sat at a corner table, and he got straight to it. "Show me everything." I pulled up the website on my phone. He read through it carefully, the timeline, the messages, the proof. His face grew darker with each screenshot. Finally, he looked up. "Lisa told me Sarah got drunk and ditched them. She said you were controlling and made Sarah lie. Does that look like a lie?" I asked, gesturing to the evidence. Derek shook his head slowly. "I've been dating Lisa for 2 years. I thought I knew her, but..." He trailed off, staring at the messages where Lisa called Sarah cruel names. "She's not who you think she is," I said quietly. "And this isn't the first time she's hurt Sarah. It's just the first time someone fought back." He closed his eyes. "What do you want from me?" "Nothing," I said honestly. "I just wanted someone in that family to see the truth." Derek left the coffee shop, looking shell-shocked. I didn't know what he'd do with the information, but I'd planted a seed of doubt. That evening, Lisa posted another Instagram story, this time of her and Derek at dinner, smiling. The caption: "Stronger than ever, Red Heart, #RealLoveWins." But I noticed something in the photo. Derek's smile didn't reach his eyes, and his hand wasn't holding hers back. 2 days later, Derek called me. I broke up with her. I can't be with someone who treats people like that. I felt no satisfaction, only tired relief. How'd she take it? "Not well," he admitted. "She blamed you." Lisa's world was crumbling. First her job probation, then her relationship. Now her carefully built image was cracking. Her Instagram comments turned critical as people started questioning her perfect life posts. Some of her own followers began sharing their experiences of Lisa being cruel or dismissive. The pile-on wasn't my doing. I just opened the door. People walked through on their own. But Sarah wasn't happy. "This has gone too far," she said one night. "Lisa's suffering, and I don't want that. She made choices." I replied gently, "Actions have consequences. But she's still my sister. Sarah whispered. I just want an apology, not this. I understood then that Sarah's kindness was both her strength and weakness. Even after everything, she couldn't enjoy Lisa's downfall. It made me love her more and hate Lisa's family even more for taking advantage of that goodness. I made a decision. Okay, I'll stop, but only if Lisa genuinely apologizes to you, face to face. No social media performance. Sarah looked hopeful. You think she will? Let's find out. I sent Lisa one final message. Sarah wants to move forward. If you apologize sincerely and in person, this ends. If not, I have more to release. It was a bluff. I'd already played my best cards. But Lisa didn't know that. 3 days of silence passed. Then, surprisingly, Lisa texted Sarah directly. Can we meet? Just us. Sarah showed me the message, uncertain. Should I? Only if I can come with you, I said. I don't trust her alone with you. We agreed to meet at a neutral location, a park near our house. Lisa showed up looking different. No makeup, hair pulled back, eyes red. She'd been crying. When she saw Sarah, she stopped walking. For a long moment, they just stared at each other. Then Lisa spoke, voice breaking. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Sarah's eyes filled with tears. Why did you do it? Lisa sat on a nearby bench, head in her hands. Because I was jealous. That caught us both off guard. Jealous. Sarah repeated, sitting beside her sister. Of what? Lisa laughed bitterly. Of everything. Your marriage, your happiness. The way Mark looks at you like you're his whole world. Derek never looked at me like that. I have all these followers and likes, but I'm miserable. You have real love. I stayed standing, arms crossed, not ready to forgive but willing to listen. That night at the party, Lisa continued, Brittany kept making jokes about you, and instead of defending you, I joined in. It felt good to be mean, because for once, I wasn't the one feeling inferior. But then things went too far, and I panicked. You could have just apologized then, Sarah said softly. I know, but I was scared everyone would see through my perfect life, that they'd realize I'm just empty. Lisa finally looked at me. I don't expect you to forgive me. What I did was unforgivable. The apology felt genuine, raw and broken, unlike her usual polished persona. Sarah looked at me, silently asking what to do. I gave a small nod. This was her choice. I forgive you, Sarah said quietly, but things can't go back to normal. You hurt me badly, Lisa. It'll take time to rebuild trust. Lisa nodded, tears streaming. I understand. Thank you for even giving me a chance. As we walked back to the car, Sarah held my hand tight. Did we do the right thing? You did. I corrected. I just protected you. But forgiveness? That's all you. Over the next few weeks, things slowly shifted. Lisa started therapy, posting less on social media, and working on herself. Helen and Tom remained cold toward me, but they stopped blaming Sarah. Revenge wasn't the goal. Protection was. 3 months after everything, Lisa invited us to coffee. Just the 3 of us. Sarah was nervous, but agreed. Lisa looked healthier, clearer eyes, genuine smile. I wanted to update you both, she started. I left the marketing firm. Took a job at a nonprofit. The pay is terrible, but the work actually matters. Sarah beamed. Lisa, that's amazing. I also want to thank you, Mark, Lisa said, looking at me. You could have destroyed me completely, but you showed restraint. That meant something. I nodded slowly. I didn't do it for you. I did it for Sarah. I know, Lisa replied. That's why it meant something. We talked for over an hour. Real conversation, not surface-level family pleasantries. Lisa opened up about her struggles with anxiety and her addiction to validation through social media. I built my whole identity on likes and followers, she admitted. When that crumbled, I had to figure out who I actually was. Turns out I didn't know. Sarah and Lisa started rebuilding their relationship slowly. Weekly coffee dates, honest conversations, actual sisterhood. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. Helen and Tom came around eventually, though they never fully acknowledged their role in enabling Lisa's behavior. I learned to accept that some people will never see their own faults. As long as they treated Sarah with respect, I could tolerate family gatherings. My cybersecurity career stayed steady. I got a big promotion at work, handling a Fortune 500 client. The irony wasn't lost on me. I used my skills to protect companies from threats, and I'd use those same skills to protect my wife from her own family. Sarah thrived too. She started painting again, something she'd stopped doing after years of Lisa mocking her art. Her confidence grew. She even had her first gallery showing, and Lisa showed up to support her. "I'm proud of you," Lisa told Sarah at the opening, squeezing her hand. Sarah's smile lit up the whole room. Looking back now, a year after everything, I don't regret my actions. Some people call what I did manipulation or revenge. I call it protection and accountability. Lisa had operated without consequences for years because her family enabled her cruelty. Sometimes, the only way to stop a bully is to show them they're not untouchable. Did I go far? Maybe. But watching Sarah curl up sobbing after being abandoned made me willing to cross lines I'd normally respect. When someone you love is hurt, you become capable of things you never imagined. The key was knowing when to stop. I could have destroyed Lisa's career permanently, exposed every secret, made her unemployable. But that wasn't justice. That was cruelty, and I refused to become the monster I was fighting. Sarah and I grew stronger through this. We learned to communicate better, to stand up for ourselves, to recognize toxic patterns. Our marriage became a fortress, not because we kept people out, but because we protected what was inside. These days, family dinners are actually pleasant. Lisa brings her new boyfriend, a kind man who works at the nonprofit with her. They seem genuinely happy, no performance required. Helen apologized to Sarah privately, admitting she'd been blind to the favoritism. Tom still struggles with accountability, but he tries harder now. Brittany? Never heard from her again. Some people refuse to learn. As for me and Sarah, we bought a house last month. A fresh start in a neighborhood full of possibilities. The day we moved in, Sarah hung her first painting in our living room, a vibrant piece showing a woman standing strong against a storm. "That's us," she said, wrapping her arms around me. We survived the storm. I kissed her forehead. We did more than survive. We won. That night, as we unpacked boxes and planned our future, I reflected on everything. The panic of that 2:47 a.m. call felt distant now, like a bad dream. But I never deleted the evidence. It sits encrypted on an external hard drive in my office, just in case. Because trust is rebuilt slowly, and I'm patient but not naive. Sarah doesn't know about the backup files. She doesn't need to. Her healing required moving forward, not dwelling on past pain. My job is protecting her, even from knowledge that might hurt her. Would I do it all again? In a heartbeat. The moment someone threatens my wife, they're not dealing with a pushover anymore. They're dealing with someone who knows exactly how to dismantle a life, piece by digital piece. But the real victory wasn't destroying Lisa. It was watching Sarah rediscover her worth. Seeing her stand tall, paint freely, and smile without fear. That's what mattered. That's what I fought for. They left my wife stranded, thinking she was powerless. They didn't realize she had someone willing to burn their world down to light her way home. And when I set my trap, they walked right into it. Not because I was smarter, but because bullies never expect their victims to fight back. The trap worked because they underestimated us. They won't make that mistake again. And honestly, I hope they never forget the lesson. Hurt the people I love, and you'll discover exactly how creative I can be with consequences. If you enjoy this story, please hit the subscribe button for more satisfying tales of justice.